350 Igbo towns are now surrounded by armed jihadists waiting to attack. A new research produced by International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law has claimed that over 350 Igbo towns and villages have been invaded by a mix of armed Fulani men and people of Shuwa Arab extraction, waiting to attack southeast communities. The research made available to Irohin Dua was conducted by Emeka Imegbalasi, criminologist and graduate of security studies, Master of Science, Peace Studies, Conflict Resolution. Amaka Damaris Onoha, Head of Campaign and Publicity, Chinwe Umechi, Head Democracy and Good Governance, and Ndidi Amaka Bernard, Cyber Law, Head International Justice and Human Rights. Others are Obianuju Joy Igboelu, a lawyer and Head Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, and Comrade Samuel Kamanyauko, HND, Head Field Data Collection and Documentation. The research alleged states backing of hundreds of armed aliens now occupying forests in eastern Nigeria. It claimed that state-backed jihadist Fulani herdsmen and Shuwa Arabs now occupy 350 Igbo communities and villages. It claimed that there are not less than 350 Igbo communities, villages, and other locations now invaded and permanently occupied by the jihadist Fulani herdsmen and imported Shuwa Arabs, also called cowmen in Arabic. The report said the number of Igbo communities forcibly occupied by the jihadists has recorded exponential increase from about 139 in August 2019 to alarming 350 in May 2020. The jihadist occupation is vicariously, if not directly, aided by the government of Nigeria and its security agencies, especially the army and the police. By the combined accounts of the Association of the Eastern Town Unions, the Igbo Development Foundation, and the Eastern Outlook newspaper, as at August 2019, 139 Igbo communities, villages, and locations have been occupied by Fulani herdsmen, out of which Enugu State has the highest number with 56, followed by Anambra with 24, Imo 17, Ebonyi 12, and Abia 7. In Igbo areas of Delta and Rivers, there are 15 in Delta and 9 in Rivers. The research, covering a wide range of issues, said it noted further that recent detailed review and updates, the number has exponentially increased from 139 in August 2019 to not less than 350 in May 2020, out of which 318 we have factually located and presented below, while 38 others were added as dark figures or factually existing but not captured figures. It said the 32 added dark figures are likely to be found in Imo and Ebonyi State, with a fraction in Enugu State. The breakdown of the current figure of 350 invaded and occupied Igbo communities show that Enugu State has the largest number with 72 communities, followed by Anambra with 70, Imo 61, Abia 43, Ebonyi 36, Igbo Delta 21, and Igbo River 15, totaling 318 and 350 when added with a dark figure of 32. According to the group, which research was assisted by resource persons from the academic communities, the geographical and geopolitical implication of the jihadist herdsmen is that they have roughly invaded the violent occupied two states in Igbo land. This is an account of the fact that Enugu and Anambra states have total of 368 autonomous communities, with 187 in Enugu and 181 in Anambra, as against 350 of them already occupied by the jihadist herdsmen. In grand summary, while most of these 350 Igbo communities, villages, and other locations have been invaded and violently occupied, some are already under attacks or on a verge of invasion and violent occupation. The report noted, adding that the research did not include northern economic refugees in Igbo land, granted that there presently are hundreds of thousands of economic refugees of northern extractions now flooding the cities and towns in Igbo land, some of them surviving victims of Boko people, Iswap, Ansaru, Zamfara, Benin, Gwari bandits, and jihadist Fulani herdsmen, anti-Christian butcheries in the north, but they are strictly not included in our research categorization of invading jihadist Fulani herdsmen and Shua Arabs. It said, those engaged in meaningful means of livelihood in Igbo cities and towns are not included, even though some, if not many of them, are potential security threats to Igbo land and are indigenous natives and their properties. It said not setting the record straight at this point in time would expressly mean creating escape routes for the government and communities leaders. Another purpose of this research work is to intellectualize the consciousness of the general Igbo population to the effect that such violent invasion and occupation are not ordinary. They are done with clear jihadist intent and defy all geographical and geopolitical excuses. It is also one of the purposes of this research work to expose the conspiracy of the Igbo government and community leaders and the hypocrisy of the today's church leader. Today's faith profiteers in Igbo land, the work is further intended to alert the attentive Igbo public, policy makers, political actors, and the educated class, and the unattentive Igbo public or larger population to be on extreme alert. As the old saying goes, Hausa Abatago, Oka. Setting the record straight in this respect will further make the general Igbo population to be in the known of those who have abominably compromised to sell the Igbo nation out to jihadist enemies. It noted that the Fulani herdsmen are the armed terrorist and Islamic jihadist department of Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria, the country primitive cattle herders. They were created and funded and are still funded by some extremist North politicians and security chiefs and made more devastating and jihadist in 2020. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, that's just the reality and that's just the truth. You see what we are talking about, and one of the reasons why it was said that the Ārmēd will no longer be allowed to come into the southeast. You see, not that the Igbos are not ready to accommodate them, but because of the fear of these trained Ārmēd of these trained jihadist soldiers, you know, they would definitely mingle or mix themselves with the Ārmēdians, and coming into the southeast, you know, the kind of disaster is going to cause. So the Igbos are applying every motives to see that these people are not allowed into the state. So this is the reason why the government of Nigeria need to take a drastic step and a drastic decision on this. This is not the time to fold hands. This is the time to do something about this. They must fight for this country, especially for the southeasterners. So, my viewers, you will believe me that the Igbos are fighting for a just cause and not just a selfish cause. Okay, so we need to understand ourselves, and make sure that we follow each other up. Right? So my viewers, what is your take on this news? Please don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.